Do you ever feel like there's a conversation happening in your relationship that no one is actually speaking out loud? Have you ever looked at your partner and felt something was off without them saying a single word? What if I told you the most powerful messages between partners are often completely silent? Love, frustration, desire, disappointment, they're all communicated long before anyone opens their mouth. Today, we're unlocking the hidden language of unspoken intentions, the invisible dialogue shaping your connection every single day. And if you want to understand your partner on a deeper level and avoid misunderstandings before they even happen, this could completely change the way you love. Picture this. You're sitting across from your partner after a small disagreement. They're quiet, scrolling through their phone, not really looking at you. They say, "I'm fine." But something inside you screams they're not fine at all. Their shoulders are tense, their tone flat, their eyes avoid yours. It feels like there's a whole other conversation happening in the silence, but you're not sure what it means. In every relationship, there's a spoken conversation, and then there's an unspoken one. The second one is often more honest, more raw, and far more powerful. If you've ever wished you could read your partner's mind, the truth is, you don't need to be psychic. You just need to understand the silent language of unspoken intentions. We communicate far more than words. Studies show that up to 93% of communication can be nonverbal. Tone, body language, facial expressions, even the space you keep between each other. But there's another layer. The energy, the subtle cues, the intention behind an action. Imagine your partner buys you flowers after an argument. On the surface, it's sweet, but the intention behind it could mean, "I'm sorry, I want peace," or "I want to avoid the real issue." The flowers are the action, but the unspoken intention shapes the meaning. The same thing happens with friends who say, "We should hang out soon," but never make plans. The words say interest. The actions say avoidance. In love, these mismatches can make or break trust. Many arguments don't come from what's said. They come from what's unsaid. A partner might withdraw, go silent, or avoid eye contact. They might say nothing at all, but the silence screams, "I'm hurt. I don't feel seen. I need you to notice me." If you don't know how to read that language, you might think they're distant, when in reality, they're desperate for connection but don't know how to ask. So how can you decode this silent language? First, look beyond the words. If your partner says they're happy but their smile doesn't reach their eyes, trust that instinct. Emotional truth rarely hides for long. Second, notice micro-expressions, tiny facial movements that reveal feelings before someone can hide them. A fleeting sadness, a quick flash of anger, a subtle look of fear. They all happen before we can consciously cover them. Third, feel the energy in the room. Does your partner seem warm or distant, present or shut down? We often sense this before we can explain it. Emotional energy is real. When someone loves you deeply but feels hurt, the room can feel heavy. When they're excited to see you, everything feels lighter. Decoding isn't about catching lies or proving someone wrong. It's about empathy. It's about noticing when something doesn't feel right and gently opening a door to connection. Instead of accusing, "You're mad, aren't you?" Try curiosity. "I'm feeling like something's on your mind. Am I right?" That small shift turns silent tension into honest conversation. When people feel seen rather than judged, their walls often come down, and the love you both want becomes easier to reach. Unspoken intentions aren't just body language, they're the why behind actions. Have you ever felt someone pulling away long before they broke up with you? That's unspoken intention. Or sensed someone's love deepening before they said it. Intentions leak through consistency and effort. If your partner stops small gestures they once made, their intention may be shifting. Maybe they feel disconnected or hope you'll notice their distance. If you ignore it, resentment can grow. On the flip side, when love deepens, you feel it before the words arrive. Someone who shows up more, remembers the small details, and stays even when life is messy is silently saying, "You matter to me." These quiet signals often build more trust than any dramatic declaration of love. One of the most powerful silent messages is emotional availability. Someone can say they want love, but if their walls stay up, their actions whisper, "I'm scared to let you in." If you keep meeting people who say the right things but feel distant, listen to what's unsaid. The intention isn't commitment, it's protection. The silent language gets intense during conflict. Words become weapons, but the true message hides underneath. A partner might yell about dirty dishes but actually feel, "I'm overwhelmed and need support." Someone might go silent because they're scared to be rejected. If you look past the surface, you can respond to the real need. Sarcasm might mean, "I'm hurt and need you to care." A raised voice might mean, "I feel unseen." Withdrawal might mean, "I'm scared this will break us." Understanding doesn't excuse bad behavior, but it helps stop escalation. Saying, "I want to understand what's underneath," can transform fights into healing. Imagine how different an argument would feel if instead of both partners defending themselves, one paused and said, "I feel like there's more going on here. Can we talk about what's really hurting you?" That moment can turn anger into closeness and stop a cycle of distance before it grows. Silence itself is never neutral. It might mean withdrawal, a request for space, a test to see if you notice, or a wall shutting you out. Occasional silence is human. Chronic silence means unspoken pain. If you're always guessing what your partner feels, the relationship needs safer, more honest communication. Long stretches of silence can quietly erode intimacy, turning two people who once shared everything into strangers who live side by side. Addressing silence early keeps connection alive and shows that love is still worth protecting. And think about your own signals. We often forget the messages we give off. Do you say, "I'm fine," when you're not? Pull away instead of expressing hurt? Your partner might be just as confused by your signals as you are by theirs. Vulnerability starts with honesty, even in silence. Ask yourself, when I'm upset, do I shut down instead of sharing? When I'm happy, do I show affection? When I want love, do I reach out or hope my partner guesses? Changing your silent signals can change how loved and understood you feel. Sometimes we expect our partners to magically know what we feel without realizing we're hiding behind quiet walls ourselves. When we dare to speak what we've been keeping inside, we teach them how to love us better. Understanding this language makes love safer and deeper. Imagine catching the small sigh that means "I'm stressed" and offering comfort before they ask. Imagine noticing the way they lean closer when they need reassurance and giving it instantly. Those tiny moments build trust stronger than grand gestures ever could. Couples who last aren't the ones who never fight. They're the ones who understand each other's silent language. They know when silence means pain, when a look means love, when a gesture says, "I'm here." Slow down. Observe, feel the space between words, and be brave enough to express your own silent truths. It might feel uncomfortable at first, But real love lives where there is courage to name what's been left unsaid. The more you practice this, the more natural and freeing it becomes. For the next week, pay attention to the unspoken. When you feel a shift in the air, pause, get curious, and connect. Small moments of awareness can heal years of misunderstanding. If something feels off, don't just brush it away. Reach out with kindness. Ask if your partner needs comfort, support, or space. Little by little, you build a bridge over the silence and show that your love is strong enough to hold even the feelings that feel too heavy to say out loud. If this opened your eyes to the silent language shaping your love life, hit like. Share it with someone who needs it. And most importantly, subscribe to Decode Love. Every week, we dive into the hidden psychology of love, connection, and intimacy, helping you build the kind of relationship you've always dreamed of. Love isn't just about what we say. It's everything we feel, everything we show, and everything we sometimes can't admit. When you learn to understand the unspoken, that's when love gets real.